Welcome back to Breslov campus. Insights in the parsha of the week, Parshat Vaeira. We concluded last week's parsha Shmot with Moshe Rebbeinu, in a sense, being broken, because he saw that since he came as a messenger for Hashem to redeem the Jews, it just got worse for the Jews. For example, Pharaoh said, no more straw will be given to the Jews to make the bricks. They now will have to collect the straw themselves and still produce the same amount of bricks. And Moshe Rebbeinu couldn't handle the burden of seeing the additional pain and bondage. As if it wasn't enough already as it was, it became even worse. And Moshe Rebbeinu was so under pressure. And then on top of that, the bad mouthers, Datan and Aviram, they began to rebuke Moshe Rebbeinu. You should get an accounting for what you did, that you made it harder for the Jewish people. In other words, they made it even worse. And then we see the outburst of Moshe Rebbeinu at the end of the parsha, that he's telling Hashem, why have you made it worse for the Jewish people? Instead of helping them, you put me in a position, a situation where it's harder. And in this week's parsha is Hashem's answer to Moshe Rebbeinu. You will see only now, and only now it's stressed, what I will do to Paro and to Egypt and redeeming my children. And Rashi explains, what does it mean now? You'll see now. That it's meant to mean you will see only now this redemption, but you will not merit seeing the victory of the Jews in entering the Holy Land and conquering the 31 kings in the Holy Land. So already it was foresawn that Moshe Rebbeinu would not merit to enter into the Holy Land. But Hashem then tells him that you're going to see, I'm going to redeem them, and I'm going to save them, and I'm going to bring them out and bring them to the Har Sinai to receive the Torah, and then to the land of milk and honey. But what do we see from this? Is that there's Moshe's perspective of things, and there's Hashem's ways, which are still beyond. And this exists throughout life. This is one of the major tests of life, is that on one hand, you're doing the right thing, and on the other hand, it gets even harder and worse. And you have such frustration because of the situation, and you can't handle it. And it's a test to always remember, through emunah, that there are levels of knowledge and understanding that are presently way above me, way transcendent above my level, and I cannot presently understand them. I must accept through emunah. That's my test, to accept it through emunah. It's not that it's unanswerable, but me at my present position and situation and level and status in life right now, I'm not fit yet to understand it. And this goes up and up and up, even with the Moshe Rebbeinu. Moshe Rebbeinu, the greatest, most outstanding tzaddik possibly ever. And Moshe Rebbeinu himself has a difficulty with Hashem. We're reading it in the parsha, that he's complaining, Hashem, how could you make it worse? But the real reality, Hashem had his reasons why he did what he did, why he made it that Pharaoh made it even harder for the Jews, no more straw, and the same amount of bricks, get to work to break them even more. Hashem had his reasons behind it. I can't figure it out. So what's expected of me? So to drop it everything, God forbid, to say I don't need this, or to accept in the meantime with faith, Hashem, I can't handle it, but all I have is my emunah to accept. That's what's needed. That's what's required. And for sure it's a big test. No one's going to say it's a tiny test. Even Moshe Rebbeinu, in a way, failed that test. But this is the reminder of the parsha, that there's your ways in life, and there's Hashem's ways. And that when Hashem's ways take prominence in guiding situations, and that they'll go against, quote unquote, your way, your will, so you must accept it with emunah, to have some exception. And this is in fact what Hashem rebuked Moshe Rebbeinu about Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. They never questioned me. Avram Avinu, I told him, you're going to have offspring, you're going to have a son, and he's going to inherit this land. And then Hashem tells the same Avram Avinu about the same son, Yitzchak, go now and bring him up on the altar as a sacrifice. The same son who's going to be the future, and now I'm being told to kill him before he even got married, before he even was able to procreate. That means it's going to be the end. Yet, Avraham Avinu did not question. He accepted. And that's what Hashem was telling Moshe Rebbeinu, that I showed myself to Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov and not even at the level that I revealed myself to you, Moshe Rebbeinu, and yet, even with that little bit of revelation that I gave to them, they had a stronger demonstration of faith, stronger than what you or Moshe Rebbeinu are demonstrating now. You're questioning my ways. Avraham Avinu could have opened his mouth and started complaining, Hashem, you told me that from this son will be the offspring, and now you're telling me to make him a sacrifice? No. Avraham Avinu took the commandment of the Lord. That's a commandment, period. We have to do it. Emunah. He had that emunah. Yitzchak also, Rashi says, they had tests like that. Yaakov Avinu, right? And yet they held on. Even though they were being tested big time, the same entity saying one thing and they saying an opposite thing, they accepted. Why is that like that? Hashem's ways. To me to accept there's a level of rationale and understanding and logic that's way above my own, and I'm expected to accept it through emunah. It is again a big test, but someone who works at adjusting themselves to be attuned to living by emunah, so then it becomes almost like a reflex, automatic, that when a person is faced with questionable situations, not knowing what's flying, what's happening here, as a reflex, he will turn almost instinctively to emunah, to accept, to swallow the situation, be'ahava, and to continue going, and to do what has to be done until eventually he does reach the level of understanding. This is one of the main themes that comes out of this parsha. We should be zocheh to learn from the situation and not to question Hashem. Because we have situations in life where there's big questions, like people always asking, where was God during the Holocaust? How could he let this happen? Little Jewish children and mothers, suckling children, all killed like that in such a cruel, brutal way. Many Jews fell off because of that. How could the God of Israel let this happen? So this again is Hashem's ways. It's not that, so I'm going to, God forbid, there's the other option to deny Hashem. Where are you going to run to? There's nowhere to run to. It has to be accepted with emunah until you're ready to reach a level where it can be internalized and understood.